Hello and welcome back to the next tutorial in this series. Okay, today I want to create a new scene and I'm going to create it from scene C. So I'm going to come up here to the scenes tab and just come back to scene C, left select this one. Okay, and I'm just going to left click the plus and left select full copy. Okay, I'm just going to double click up here now and rename this to scene E. It'll be our fifth scene and press enter. I'm just going to press and hold the middle mouse button just to pan this over, and I'm going to have the start at 461, so I'm just going to left click in here and type in 461 and press enter, and I'm just going to left click in here for the moment and type in 600. Again, I'm just going to press and hold the middle mouse button just to pan over. And for the current frame, I'm just going to type in 461 and press enter. And I might just insert a keyframe for the camera at this position. So with the camera selected, I'm just going to press I and left select location, rotation, scale. And again, I'm going to set some keyframes. Actually, what I might do to begin with is select the armature of the character and just have him standing normally. For a change, I'm going to press tab and left select pose mode. I'm going to select his foot and press Alt R and Alt G and Alt S just to make sure everything's zeroed out. Alt R for his other foot, Alt G and Alt S. Okay, just so he's standing still. You could do some more. You could drop his hand down to the side with the controller if you like. I'm just going to press I with this foot selected and press location, rotation, scale. I'm going to press I for this one and press location, rotation, scale. Okay, and I'm just going to roll the mouse wheel to zoom out. I'm going to select a bone here on the rig and press tab and come into pose mode. I'm going to press A once or twice so everything is selected, and I'm going to press I to insert a keyframe for all of these. Okay, now I'm going to scrub up roughly 2 seconds, which is in or around, I'm just going to type in 488 here. Or I should say 1 second. 1 second forward, and I want to insert keyframes for these bones here. So I'm going to press I for location, rotation, scale, and the same for this one here, I and location, rotation, scale, and I'm going to scrub on up to 510 and just left click or release the right mouse button. Okay, I might just snap out of the camera view and I'm going to press 1 here for front view and just roll the mouse wheel so I can zoom in and have a view of the ground. Okay, so for the first one, I want to just select this and change to the translate. I'm going to press Control Space and left select translate and drag this down until we get close to the ground. Okay, what I want to do is zoom in when I'm controlling these because you get better control. I'm just going to select this again and roll the mouse wheel to zoom in, and maybe roll the mouse wheel here just so I can see where we are. Select this and just drag it down and select this one here, roll the mouse wheel to zoom in and just straighten this up. And finally drag this back up a small bit just so it's flat with the ground, that roughly either on or just below it would do me. Okay, I'm just going to scroll in and fine tune that. Okay, that's perfect. I'm going to press I and left select location, rotation, scale. I'm going to do the exact same thing here. Press I and location, rotation, scale for that. Okay, I'm going to roll the mouse wheel now, and for this one I'm going to come back to, I'm actually going to put in a location for this right here. So location, rotation, scale. Just press and hold the right mouse button. So I'm going to snap forward to 534. So I'm just going to type in 534 and press enter and change this to rotation. So I'm just going to press Control space and left select rotation. I'm just going to rotate this to about here and insert a keyframe. So press I and left select location, rotation, scale. Okay, and that's out to there. I'm actually going to just drag it back slightly so it doesn't hit the statue, and press location, rotation, scale again on exactly where I was on that timeline. Okay, I'm going to select this one here and just snap back small, just slightly back, and just press I and location, rotation, scale. I'm just going to run the timeline on to where the other one stops. So I'm just going to come on to here and come on a second roughly to 550, and I'm just going to grab this in the Z and type in 90 and enter. Okay, I'm just going to press and hold the middle mouse button just to make sure I'm not hitting the statue. I'm going to press I and again a location, rotation, scale for that, and I'm going to come up here to this one and press, and on the same position of on the timeline I'm going to press I, location, rotation, scale, and just forward this on just roughly a second, and again select this in the Z and just type in -90 and press enter, and I'm going to press I, location, rotation, scale, and I'm going to come down to this one and just come back to 560 and put in a keyframe, location, rotation, scale. Okay, I'm just going to roll the mouse wheel and I'm just going to press and hold the right mouse button until I come back to roughly here. Just going to drag this on and I'm going to rotate this. Okay, I need to go back to the camera for a second, so I'm just going to press 0 and I need to turn on the layers so I'm not going to hit the wall. Okay, I'm just going to drag this or rotate this a little bit more. I'll maybe leave that where it was there. I can press I for the moment and location, rotation, scale. Okay, now for the camera I need to shift the camera as the time frame or the timeline starts moving. So to begin with, the camera starts at this position and I want to scrub it on forward a little bit so I can start moving it on from here maybe. So at 520 I can change its position. I can press 7 for top view and I can press Z and come into wireframe and press Control space and select translate, and I might change this to global, so I'm going to press Alt space and left select global. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this over this direction and press R to rotate, Z for the Z axis, and just rotate this back around. And maybe press G and Z and just slightly can start coming up, and I can rotate this into the Y, so just or to rotate Y for the Y axis. Okay, and just left click, lock that in, and press I to insert a keyframe and location, rotation, scale. Okay, now I'm just going to right click and drag the timeline on forward, and by the time it gets up to there, I want to be in a position over here, so that's 1.5 seconds, say 2 seconds roughly. I'm going to drag this over here in the Y, and in here in the red, on the X. I'm going to rotate on the Z. Okay, I'm going to press G on the Z. Actually going to press 1 here first and just see where we're at. Drag this forward, drag this up in the air, close to the ceiling. And I'm just going to change this to rotation, so control space, left select rotation, and just rotate this down. Come back to translate, so control space, translate, and just maybe drag this over. And press I, location, rotation, scale, and maybe just drag this on. Okay, I'm just going to scrub up along and see how we're doing. Okay, what I might do is come up here to this tab and come into our animation window. I can just press 0 here, and some of these tabs are not open, so I'm just going to press and hold shift and open up all these. And this is actually in scene A, as you can see up here, so I'm just going to select this and come into scene E. Okay, and I'm just going to roll the mouse wheel just to zoom out. Press and hold shift and you can pan over. So I'm just going to come over to the camera and the camera actions here, and I'm just going to roll the mouse wheel, and I'm going to select these last ones, and I'm just going to press G, drag them back slightly, drag them forward. Okay, maybe as that's coming up, I should be about here, so I'm just going to. Okay, that's a little bit better. You can also come down to the graph editor here, and it's a whole different tutorial, but you can manipulate all the movements within the scene with all the actions. And I'm just going to come back now to the default window, and I want to rotate as I'm forward here. I want to rotate at 590. Okay, I'm just going to press control space and left select rotation and just drag this up maybe to here, and just rotate over slightly. Press I, location, rotation, scale. Okay, now I'm just going to press and hold the middle mouse button and just hide this outer wall. Press Z and bring us back to solid shading. Left select that. Okay, I'm just going to press and hold the middle mouse button. Okay, what I want to do is I'm going to press Alt space and select local. And as I rotate back here, I'm going to put in a time keyframe, so I'm just going to press I and location rotation and scrub on forward slightly and just have this come back a little bit. And press I, location rotation. And again with this one, scrub back. that's coming forward to here. Okay, I can scrub on a little bit and have it. So I don't hit the wall. So I'm going to come to here and press I, location, rotation, scale. It's going to roll the mouse wheel to zoom out. And I'm going to press and hold shift and bring back our exterior walls. Okay, and just going to come down here and extend the end to 640 for the moment. Just going to select this bone here, come back to 580 and press I, location, rotation, scale, come on to 600, and I need to change this to rotation, so control space and rotate this down roughly to there. Press I, location, rotation, scale, and that should do me for this tutorial. That's the rig pretty much expanded, and there might be some modifications to make to the character, just have him move as the camera is panning around. But other than that, that's going to be it. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.